super fast 3-minute on-farm update, because Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of them, they don't like if you post a video longer than 3 minutes, so we're going to do it in 3 minutes. So I'm locking my second herd girls away here. This morning was our first day of short gestation mating, so yesterday I got Mikey to paint the cows up. So what does short gestation mean? So we do 10 days of short gestation semen at the end of our mating, and because the semen has a minus 10-day gestation length, which means the gestation length is the time between conception and calving. So we can essentially mate these girls for 10 days longer and not extend our last calving date, or the date that our last cow calves. So one of these girls, they get some short gestation semen on day 10, will therefore calve on the same day as one of the cows that got mated to the bulls on the last day. Now in terms of feed, we've sort of adjusted the mobs this morning, so it was my first morning on the stand, got Mike to paint yesterday, good experience for him, something to learn. So I drafted the cows this morning. It's my first day on the stand in 4.5 weeks. So we drafted if there's any light cows, we put a couple in here, but we mostly took out some older girls that had got in here that didn't need to be in here anymore because they were looking nice and fat. So this is mostly just 2-year-olds now and a couple of light cows, and I've made the system a bit simpler. So we were previously feeding both mob silage. Now we're going to put these girls on just grass because it's better quality, and they need more energy to continue growing as first calvers, and also our lighter cows, we want to get a bit more condition on them. And that's also just going to simple it down, right? So here we are, we're on the far block. So these girls go up the back side of the farm. Here you can see the silage stack is down there in A block, which is kind of the bottom half of the farm. And that's where our first herd goes, on the bottom half of the farm. And they don't need quite as much energy because they're not growing and they're in good condition as well. So we're going to feed them. They're going to get all the silage that we feed out basically, and that will keep it simple. Just feed the silage to one herd. Don't have to have as much R&M on the vehicles driving around the farm. In terms of round length, so how we manage through the dry on this farm, we'll basically try to be on a 30-day round as soon as we can in November, use a bit of that pasture feed, that high pasture growth, to push the round out 30 days in case we get dry in December, which is exactly what happened. So we were prepared. Now we have some of our stored chicory paddocks, so we graze them out. We basically deck the whole farm out. So we'll get, as soon as we know we're going dry, we'll make the cows eat down to 1400. So why do we do that? Because if we only eat to 1500, we might be leaving a bit of tag, a little bit of tucker in the bottom, and we want to make sure we get every single blade of feed, because if that feed is dry and then we get a big rain of 50 mils like we did, that feed will just rot and be essentially wasted. So we'll basically be speeding the round up from 30 days, just as quick as we need to feed the cows fully to that 1400 residual. And then we hope that the rain comes, and when the rain comes, we start plugging in silage like we have done at about 5 kilos a cow, keeping that round length and trying to hopefully slowly push it out as we can get some fertilizer on and hopefully pull our palm kernel back. Turnips are coming in 2 weeks, so we'll push the round out then and we should be happy days. Enjoy.